Now single phase half wave rectifier, half wave controlled rectifier. So if single phase half wave rectifier means with diodes controlled. If a term control will come, definitely we should use a thyristor. So I discussed R load, now RL load. For RL load, what is the behavior of the thyristor? Nothing but SCR. So this is the actual waveform, sinusoidal input. V input is equal to Vm sin omega t is a supply connected in series with the thyristor, and also load RL load is connected. R and L load is connected. Now these are all in series. If you give the AC supply to the thyristor through the thyristor to the load, then if your AC supply will be like this, and this is half cycle, this is one cycle. So this is the point where the gate pulse is giving, nothing but triggering is provided at this point. So immediate after triggering is provided, then thyristor will be turned on, and so at this point, similarly at this position, the output voltage will appear across the RL load, and so this is the up to here the thyristor will conduct. Up to here thyristor will conduct. This is up to at this point thyristor will conduct, and as we know all that, if this is the inductor stores energy in the form of magnetic field. So it stores energy in the form of a magnetic field. So while it is absorbing energy, while it is storing energy, the terminals will be like this. So while it is releasing energy, the terminals will be changes its polarities. So that becomes negative, and this becomes base. Nothing but while receiving energy, nothing but when it is active passive element, it is nothing but a passive element. If it is passive element, the energy, it will absorb the energy, and if it is active element, it will discharges its energy. So look at this one. This is the while charging the inductor, its polarities will be like this up to this point. So up to this point, inductor up to pi degrees, up to pi, inductor stores energy in the form of magnetic field. And look at this one. At this point, thyristor will be turned off. Generally in the R load, thyristor will be turned off. But in this case, resistive load is there. So resistive load is there. So what is the difference between the R load and resistive load? Look at this one. So this is the most important point. Remember this one. So after this point, negative supply is provided across the thyristor, so that whatever the energy stored in the inductor will be releases. So this terminals will be reverses, and it will continuously releases its energy in the same direction. So while it is absorbing energy, current will be in this direction, while it is releasing, that direction of the that polarities will be reverses of its inductor, and changes and continuously releases energy in the form of in the same similar direction. So look at this one. This is the negative terminal with respect to cathode, and positive terminal with respect to anode. So that's why the thyristor will be continuously conduct up to certain level, so up to certain duration. So that duration is based on the capacity of the inductor. If the inductor capacity is more, it will continuously, so it will discharge its energy, nothing but it will discharge its energy. After discharging its energy, that will be inductor stored energy will be zero. This is the area where the energy stored in the inductor will be releasing. So if it is inductor capacity is more, it will continuously releases its energy with more area. So this is the different between, this is the more different point between in R load and RL load. So after 180 degrees, the inductor polarities will be reverses, and thyristor will be forward biased up to certain duration based on the inductor stored energy. So this is actual, this is the firing angle alpha, this is firing angle alpha, and this is the extension angle. So let me erase. This is nothing but a extension angle beta. So this is the extension angle beta. So look at this one, and up to this area, up to this point, thyristor will be continuously turned on. So look at this one, voltage across the thyristor. Voltage across the thyristor up to alpha is equal to some angle 30 degrees. Let us take up to 30 degrees. Voltage across the thyristor will be exist. Voltage across the thyristor will be exist, and after that one up to here, up to extension angle up to this is 180 degrees. After that one, inductor will releases energy in this area. Up to this area, up to this one, thyristor will be conduct and it will be short circuited, and that will voltage across the thyristor will be 0. Vt is equal to 0 up to this area, and after that one volt, the thyristor will be turned off, and this area, I think what this one, thyristor will be opposes the flow of current to the load, and again this will be continuous up to until the gate pulse is given to the thyristor. If you don't give the gate pulse, the voltage across the thyristor will be sinusoidal, that will exist. So up to until give the gate pulse, so alpha, that will continuously exist. So if you take the current waveform, this will be differ from the output voltage waveform. In the previous R load, if it is a voltage waveform, current waveform will be approximately that one, but the magnitude will be decreases because V output by R output is equal to I output. This is V output, this is I output. I output magnitude will be decreases. So output voltage waveform and current waveform, output current waveform approximately similar, but magnitude will be different for R load. In case of RL load, so this is the output voltage, but output current will not be like this because the output is connected across the resistor and the inductor, so that this inductor will stores energy, stores energy up to this area. So let me show clearly. I want to erase these things. So look at the diagram, how the energy is storing in the inductor. So this is the point up to here. So look at this one, up to here, energy will stores in the inductor, and after this point, energy will be releases. So if the inductor is having a more capacity, energy storing will be like this. Energy storing will be like this and releases slowly. If it is more capacity of inductor, it will stores energy and releases slowly like this. So after that one, similarly, inductor will be stores energy like this, and stores energy up to this area, up to this point, and releases this energy. So this is the energy stored, this is the area energy released, this is energy stored, this area energy released. This is the difference of between. So I think that this waveform will continuous up to the negative of cycle up to certain angle, that is nothing but alpha, beta extension angle. Beta is nothing but extension angle. This will be takes place if the inductive load is connected across the load in series with the load. So this is the resistive load. Let me discuss so this is the points, key points which we should remember. The circuit consists of thyristor and a voltage source and a inductor and a resistive load. So these are the things. And during the positive half cycle, of the input voltage, the thyristor will be forward biased, but it does not conduct. As we know that thyristor, until we give the gate pulse, so the thyristor will not conduct. So until we give the gate signal, it will is applied to it. So it will not conduct until the gate pulse is given. When gate pulse is given to the thyristor, at omega t is equal to alpha. Alpha is nothing but firing angle. So thyristor will be turned on and begin to conduct. So whatever I explained in the waveform, that will be available in the form of theory. When a thyristor is turned on, the input voltage is applied across the applied to the load, but due to inductive present in the load, due to the inductor present in the load, current through the load build up slowly, which means inductor is available, inductor, so we know that one VL is equal to V is equal to L di by dt, which means this inductor opposes the sudden changes in current. That's why slowly current will be increases like this, and up to 180, up to this one, slow, up to 180 degrees, inductor stores energy slowly, build up slowly means like this. That is why slowly, because inductor opposes the sudden changes in current. During the negative off cycle, thyristor T reverse biased, but current through the thyristor is not zero due to the inductor. So even, so this is a negative off cycle, but thyristor will be turned on here. Even it is reverse biased, but when the thyristor will be reverse biased, but the inductor energy will not zero, so that it will continuously conduct. It will release its energy up to certain duration. So that is a duration is nothing but beta. That is nothing but extinction angle. So this is all about inductive, nothing but inductive load. RL load is connected across the thyristor half wave rectifier. So and another key points, current through the inductor slowly decays to zero when the load current falls below the holding current. So holding current I already discussed in the uh, VI characteristics of SCR. And so here thyristor will conduct a few duration in negative cycle, a few duration in a negative cycle, and turn off at omega t is equal to beta. So inductor will be charges and discharges like this. So it will turn off up to beta, turn off at beta. So beta is nothing but extension angle. During alpha to beta called conduction angle. So this is alpha to beta. So this is nothing but a conduction angle, that is called a conduction angle. So the load receives the voltage only during the positive half cycle, and for some for a small duration in the negative cycle also. So voltage across the V output will exist for positive half cycle, and also small duration in the negative half cycle, so the average value of output voltage can be varied by varying the firing angle. So we know already by varying the firing angle, average output will be varies. So formula for the output voltage is equal to Vm by pi, Vm by 2 pi cos alpha minus cos beta. By varying the alpha, output voltage also verified. This is the output voltage equation. Just I wrote randomly. This is all about RL load. So this is everything is explained in the waveform, but these are the key points. Now single phase off wave controlled rectifier. Controlled means thyristor. Rectifier. RL with a freewheeling diode. RL load with a freewheeling diode. So let us discuss the disadvantages with the RL load. So if I discuss the disadvantage with the RL load, so there are different types of disadvantages will be there. Because of this one, we cannot use practically with RL load. We cannot use practically because of this RL load. Because of this RL load, look at this one. This is positive and this is negative. This is positive and negative. So average of these two will be decreases. So average output voltage will be decreases with a RL load. RL load. So by using the RL load, uh, average output voltage will be decreases. This is the most important point in the RL load. This is the disadvantage with the RL load. And also look at this one. The inductor current is continuously flowing in this path. So whatever the current which is available, which is stored in this inductor, so inductor stored energy in this area and releases in this area. So releasing area, while releasing the inductor, so releasing current will be flows in this path, so that this is a long path is available to flow the energy stored in the inductor, so that losses will be more. Losses will be more, so that efficiency will be decreases. So nothing but whatever the energy stored in the inductor will be sent back to the supply. So this is the inductor energy is not utilized properly. So these are the disadvantages with the RL load. So these disadvantages can be overcome with the RL load with FD. FD is nothing but freewheeling diode. So I will explain that one clearly. So this is the RL load. Look at this one. This is the previous. If you remove this pot, this will become RL load. That will become RL load. If you add FD, nothing but freewheeling diode. If you add a freewheeling diode, that will be the RL. If you add a diode, that will becomes a RL load, freewheeling diode. So RL, if you add diode anti-parallel with the load, that will become RL load with freewheeling diode. Just an instant, remember, just listen this only one point. Whatever the energy stored in the inductor will be releases with this polarity, and always current choose low resistance path. So current cannot flow in this path. This is a long path and more resistive in nature in this path, so that the current always choose the low resistance path, so that it flows through the in this direction and through the diode and to the load, and there is no connection with the supply and the thyristor if you add the freewheeling diode. So if it is forward biased and the diode will be reverse biased, if the thyristor is forward biased, diode will be reverse biased, so that there is no effect with the positive cycle and for positive cycle of the, there is no effect of positive cycle on the diode, so that it will be act as open circuit, so that no effect with the positive cycle. For the negative cycle, what will happen? Whatever the energy which is storing in the, whatever the energy which is stored in the inductor will be releases, will be releases in this path, so that this is a low resistance path and losses will be less, and also average output voltage will be increases, because there is no connection with the thyristor, so that our average output near, there is no negative, so far is this is the, there is no negative area, so there is no negative area with this current, with this freewheeling diode. So I will explain the waveform so that you can understand easily. This is the advantage there. So whatever the disadvantages available in the RL load, that will be vanishes, that will be reduced by using the freewheeling diode. So this is the Vm sin omega t. So let me zoom this one. Okay, so this is the input voltage. V input is equal to Vm sin omega t, and if you give the firing angle at this point, alpha is equal to some, let us take 30 degrees, that will be the alpha, and the output will conduct up to 180 degrees, up to 180 degrees, and current through the inductor, current in the inductor energy stores energy. If it is if the inductor capacity, if it is a capacity of the inductor, for example 10 millihenry, if it is a capacity of inductor is very low, so that that will discharges its current fastly. If the inductor capacity is more, for example 1000 millihenry, for example 1 henry, so that more capacity, so that it will store more energy and releases slowly. So this is the waveform. If it is more inductive in nature, it will charges and releases its energy slowly until where the another positive cycle is triggering. Another positive cycle is triggering. Again from that point it will charges, stores energy and releases slowly until next half cycle is getting triggered. Next half cycle getting triggered. This is possible only if the inductor is high, inductor capacity is more. If the inductor capacity is less, if the inductor capacity is less, look at this one, another waveform I will draw. It will stores energy and releases, and again stores energy, again releases, stores energy and again releases. Nothing but look at this discontinuity. Current will continuously conduct up to this point. Here in this area, no current is available. No current is available. So that this is called discontinuity of the current. But if you use a high capacity value of the inductor, high capacity of the inductor, so that inductor stores more energy and decreases its energy slowly, and stores energy and decreases slowly and increases, it stores energy like this. Look at this one, this path never touches to the zero line. This zero line, it is not touching to the zero line, which means what? If you use a high capacity value of the inductor, there will be the output current is continuous. So basically we know that if the current is continuously available, so loads will be continuously working. So because of this freewheeling diode, this freewheeling diode, there is a chance of getting continuous current. This is the most advantage with the freewheeling diode. So if you use freewheeling diode, there is a chance of getting continuous current. So always we never get a continuous current, but this continuous current will be there will be a chance based on the inductor. But if the inductor is available, there is a chance of getting the continuous current with the freewheeling diode. And freewheeling diode current will be whatever the current. This is the, so up to here there is no current. When it is charging the current, there is no freewheeling diode in the current, in the freewheeling diode. While it is charging, I will show that one. Freewheeling diode waveform. So when the inductor is storing energy, so this is the area, so this is the area while the inductor is storing. So at that area particularly, there is no current in the freewheeling diode. Look at this, in this area, whatever the, while releasing the energy of the inductor, same waveform will be appear across the freewheeling diode. Again when the storing energy, current in the freewheeling diode will be 0. While it is releasing the energy, current through the freewheeling diode also will be available, which is similar. And also look at this one, voltage across the thyristor. Voltage across the thyristor will be, so simply I will give a small hint how to remember the voltage across the thyristor. This is the area where output is available. Again, thyristor will be turned on here. This is the output is available. So this is output available. So same replica I am shading. Look at this carefully. So this is the area output is available. So only up to this one area is output available. So other than this area, that becomes voltage across the thyristor. So this is the area, voltage across the thyristor. This is the area. So whatever I am drawing, so this is similar to the, look at this one, this is here, observe here. So look at this one, that is the only I drawn here. This is the I draw here, I draw there. So this is the voltage which is available across the thyristor. So this is the area where the voltage across the output, and the remaining area will be the voltage across the thyristor. This is all about the voltage